Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. In the last part, we did the 2.4 dungeons, and now it's time for the 2.4 raid. Starting at Urianger, Fragments of Truth. Man is wont to cast a light wheresoever secrets lie hid in darkness, though that which he illuminateth seldom bringeth him joy. So with such unhappy truth as Bahamut's immense shadow doth conceal. Yet ever onward forges Mistress Alize, undeterred by the burden of knowledge that weigheth heavy on her heart. 'Tis a perilous path she hath chosen, and a painful one. I prithee, Arya, remain by her side as her valiant blade, that she might see her quest to its conclusion. Arya, it is well that you are here. Got a slight bit distracted there. My lady, how might I serve you this day? I've met with some difficulty on my mission, Urianger, and I should be grateful for your counsel. As you know, Bahamut's physical form is regenerating beneath the Cardinal flats even as we speak. If we are to prevent his return, we must needs disable the 2 remaining internment hulks to sustain him. Every moment our mission is delayed, the realm is pushed closer to the brink of destruction. Alas, though I have determined the locations of the fragments of Bahamut leading to the hulks, I have been unable to find a way to enter them. And gaining admittance is but the first step in your perilous undertaking. When last thou descended into Bahamut's subterranean fastness, thou didst discover, didst thou not, that the dread primal had bound the shaven nail Van Darnus onto his will. And though thou didst consign the fallen legatus to blessed oblivion, thou mayest recall that the piteous wretch was not alone. Doubt but not that Bahamut's other thralls shall seek to hinder thy passage. You can say his name, Urianger. I have not forgotten that my grandfather is waiting for us. My lady, I will remind you, as I must oft remind myself, that the man whom we both loved and revered is no more. The remain is but a shade which defileth his memory. The vile verbiage that spilleth from his lips must not be heeded, for it cometh not from your grandsire, but from Bahamut himself. You need not worry, Urianger. Come what may, I will not stray from the course. I will not let grandfather's sacrifice be in vain. But mere words will not take us whither we must go. As I said, I have been unable to find the way to enter the fragments of Bahamut. My lady, might I suggest that you visit the fragments again in Arya's company? Full oft hath the Warrior of Light set events in motion by virtue of her presence alone. 'Tis possible that she may do so again. I, the while, shall search for answers of mine own. By our efforts combined, full sure am I that the path shall be revealed to us ere long. Were anyone else who should question the wisdom of such advice, yet I cannot deny what you say about Arya is true. Very well, I shall do as you suggest. Assuming you have no objections, of course. Good. Nod and smile. Now we seek entry to the 2 fragments of Bahamut. One lies at the Burning Wall in eastern Thanalan, and the other at the Singing Shards in Mordona. I left an assistant at each location with instructions to continue searching for a means of ingress. It is not impossible that they could since have found something useful to us. Let's begin by visiting my man at the Burning Wall. Dex, I think it was. Alright. Off to Eastern Thanalan then, and the Burning Wall. Thank goodness we can fly! Down, down, down. Ooh, hello. Flying is so nice. I say, are you not Mistress Ariana, my lady's most faithful companion? Sinus, madam, at your service. And may I say what an honor it is to meet you. How goes the survey, Dex? My lady has changed me to say that I have found no viable path to the fragment. Though it stands there before our very eyes, the way thither it has thus far proven impassable. When the fragment fell and pierced the land, it caused a prodigious amount of aether to spew forth. 'Twas this that gave rise to the land's twisted lay, which seems destined to thwart our efforts. Even were an opening to exist, I fear that we would struggle to reach it. We cannot give up. Keep trying. So near and yet so far. Well, it avails us not to stand here and stare at the thing. Let's away to Mordona and try the other fragment. Perhaps Sinus has fared better. Upon that note, my lady, there is something I must tell you. I am sorry to report that I lost contact with my brother just over a bell ago. As you know, the Stinging Sarge are home to many fell creatures, ogres among them. While I do not wish to cause you undue alarm, I fear something unspeakable may have happened to Dex. What? Why didn't you give me strength? We must hurry to my assistant's aid, Arya. She is not good with names. Got it. To Mordona, which means I'm just gonna hit return. Guess I need to go down, don't I? Hello, Dex. Thank you, adventurer. For a moment there, I feared that my bones were to be ground up and used to bake bread. I am relieved to see that you are unharmed. It was wrong of me to press such a dangerous task upon you. Lady, your worries are wasted on me. 'Twas nothing at all, I assure you. If it please you, I shall report on my findings. As you can see, though the tip of the fragment is exposed, the rest is encased in rock and crystal, rendering it impossible to enter the structure. We might try activating the area around the fragment, but that is likely to take time, and there really is no telling how deep we may need to dig before we find a suitable point of ingress. As such, I am forced to conclude that gaining entry to this fragment is unrealistic. Forgive me, my lady. Confound it, we are losing precious time. What are we to do now? 'Tis I, Urianger. Glad tidings have I for thee and my lady. For a blessing, a way hath been found by which thou mayest enter the remaining fragments of Dalamud. Pray escort Mistress Alizae to the cerulean processing plant in northern Thunel, and there all shall be made clear. Urianger has found a way? Then we must go to him at once. To North Thunelon! Doo-doo-doo! So I remember how the buttons. That probably will help. Probably. My apologies for summoning you thus from afar, my lady, but 'tis here that your journey may finally begin. I did wonder. To my knowledge, there are no fragments in northern Thanalan. Nor are you mistaken, my lady, yet a pathway doth exist, one which you yourself have made use of in the past. At the conclusion of your several forays into the Final Coil, it was at the crystal formation which lieth to the north of this place that you did emerge, was it not? Yes, an ethereal stream before us back to the surface, that much I had surmised. Are you suggesting that we can use it to return underground? If were possible, would it not simply bear us back to those places which we've already explored? It need not, my lady. Pray allow me to explain. Upon the evidence of your experience, it seemeth plain that two intermittent hulks may share the self-same ethereal egress. From this, we did infer that others may be connected in like wise. Thus did we labor long to verify the existence of further tributaries to the self-same stream, in which task we were at length successful. 'Twas then but a matter of arriving at a solution to the problem of traveling to an unattuned destination. That one might reach what we may call the headwater. We propose to employ a modified aetherite which serveth to amplify such ripples as to originate from said source. By focusing one's essence upon these ripples, it should be possible to make the journey. Yet be fairly warned, my lady, as with all untried modes of ethereal travel, this method entaileth considerable danger. Merely to attempt the voyage could cost you your life. That's a risk I'm willing to take. You are brilliant, Urianger. I'm curious. Did you have assistance in forming this plan? I could not help noticing your repeated use of the word we. Must you have taken to using the majestic plural in our absence? Nay, my lady, as you have correctly surmised, I was not alone in this endeavor. Meaning there are others who are aware of our mission. Well, cannot be helped now. Preventing Bahamut's return is what matters. If some secrecy must be sacrificed to achieve our goal, then so be it. Well, let's go to this little crystal formation up here. And there is Alize. Right back into another cutscene. So that must be the modified Aether Ray. But what are the Immortal Flames doing here? Those men may be sworn flames of Ul'dah, but they are first and foremost faithful retainers of House Levieux. Alphino, so it was you who was helping Arianje? Who else could it have been, dear sister? Lest you worry, I have no intention of making the details of your adventure public. Like you, I prefer to avoid causing a panic. Given that which is at stake, namely the survival of the realm, one must be willing to accept help when it is offered. Would you not agree? At the very least, do not be cross with Arianje. 'Twas at my behest that he kept silent. We will speak later. Pray forgive me, my lady, but knowing full well your intent, I judged it meet that Master Alphino be informed. Though your grandsire hath become Bahamut's thrall, his noble blood courseth yet through both your veins, and if he must needs be struck down... Do you hear that, Alphino? I mean to strike down grandfather, and when I have done so, I shall banish Bahamut to the aether. Nothing you say will sway me from my course. I will protect Eorzean, and I will uphold grandfather's legacy. Grandfather's legacy? So you still do not know what you yourself desire. Your actions are still driven by borrowed resolve. Borrowed resolve? What does this have to do with anything? Or that. Protecting Eorzean was grandfather's goal, and we made it ours, both of us. That is why we came here, unless you have forgotten. God forbid I should ever forget, Alize. But you misunderstand. I do not question your resolve, only once it came. If it were your own, you would be able to tell me precisely why you desire so fervently to protect Eorzea. Yet you cannot, for it is not your resolve, but grandfather's. You may struggle to see the difference, but borrowed resolve shall never be as strong as that which springs from within. But let's speak of this another time. For now, preventing Bahamut's return is all that matters. To be plain, I have no objection to striking down whatever is left of grandfather. Know, however, that will be accompanying you this time, as a son of House Levieux. I would be present for his final moments. Very well, you might join us on one condition. I make the decisions. If it please my lady, the names are crammed. Our preparations are just about complete. When you're ready to embark on your mission, just give me the word and I'll be waiting for you at the cerulean processing plant. Pay no heed to my brother. You can rely on me. We've come far together, you and I, and together we shall see our journey to its end. Alright, let's go find Urkenrad. Of course, you know what is coming up after this. But waiting for you, Mistress Ariana, I'm pleased to say that the Aether is primed and ready. As you know, the remaining internment hulls are connected to the fragments in Eastern Thonal and Mordona. It's to the former that we'll be sending you first. Now, you'll be starting inside the hulk, meaning you won't have to cover so much ground. The drawback being that you'll be fighting for your life from the moment you get there. Best be prepared for anything for my lady's sake, if not your own. And that's about all I can tell you. When your preparations are in order, just give me the word and I'll send you on your way. I'm even throwing a prayer for your speedy return, just to be on the safe side. Gee, thanks. The Final Coil of Bahamut is now accessible. What do we have? Pop this real quick. And I make sure we are set up for that. Alize is resolved to go through with her quest to vanquish Bahamut, though it means confronting her beloved grandfather, whom the Elder Primal has made his thrall. With Alphanos cooperation, an ethereal pathway has been established, which will take your party to one of the 2 internment hooks that remain to be disabled. Oh, Shadow's freaking out. Your foray begins in northern Thamelon at the set of Bahamut's talons, situated in Robin's Push. Spare no preparation and expect fierce resistance. So, turn 10. Oh, turn 10. We're probably gonna have to pop return to get back to the start here. Mainly because I cannot solo, and there's 2 sides you need to take. Normally you would have 8 people, and 4 would go one way, 4 would go the other way, and so forth. Am I thinking the right one? Or am I thinking... No, I'm thinking 11, aren't I? Ignore what all I just said. I'm thinking 11, not 10. 10! So this is how it looks on the inside. This internment hook still functions. The teleportation was a success. We are come to the right place. There is no telling how much further Bahamut has regenerated since we last beheld him. Let's make haste to the main bridge and deactivate the coil. There were receptacles similar to these in the previous Hulk. Those held chimerical beasts, but only the Elegans know what other abominations may be sleeping within. FF7 vibes going on. They may well be part of Bahamut's internal defenses. We must stay on our guard at all times. I was definitely thinking of 11, I guess. Alright, so we are just going to have to deal with some basic ads as we proceed forward here. However, you will notice as we get the attention of the stuff, their things are going to be breaking free from the side areas, these dark matter slimes. And once they're all cleared, we can proceed forward. So now, technically here, what we need to do is not get attention. However... how about that? So you can technically go through without fighting, but let's see if we can do it here. Yeah, so here they would have broken free on one of the 2 sides, depending on which one was set to which. And of course, you can backtrack if you so need to. Let's see which ones they would break free from. And we're dealing with them all. Because I got caught last second, of course. So, we have some enemies from both sides. Yay! I think the one that was over there was this side, and this one was that side, and I don't know. I think that's what I saw. Anyways, we got some more Lamias here. I see more Lamias, like, I just did Sasha earlier, so it's like, yeah, more Lamias. And some more jumpy pads, and we have made it to the end, the Alpha Concourse. Oh, jeez. Kitty! Not very friendly kitty. Elegant kitty. So, this is I'm Do Good. That was the name of a notorious monster in FF11. Not a kitty, though. So, we're gonna have to deal with a bunch of ad phases and all that nonsense. And of course, the outer rim is going to be a annoying thing. Electro Charge means it's heading into our ad phase. Yep, it's now invincible. So, let's go ahead and work on these ads. Ah! Gosh. Okay, maybe I can't solo them. That was bad. Ow, I got spike flailed. Well... that happened. I should not have tried the solo. So yeah, it's just going to be there doing its thing until the ads are done. These puddles are going to drop. If you're in them, you'll get paralyzed and take damage. And yeah. So it now has 5 charge. Electric damage, or damage dealt by electric burst is increased. And there's electric burst. Some damage. There's 2 puddles. Electro charge as it starts getting weaker. So another set of ads is about to spawn. So rinse, repeat. This feels very familiar here. And erratic blaster means you're taking damage over time. That was probably really what was killing me. Not really so much the ads, just I was taking damage over time. We got a couple more petals there. Of course, you want to avoid being in them. And we've got another ads in. Also, the outer ring is starting to come in because essentially there's a time limit to how long you have in here. I guess you could say it's the enrage timer. I think it is the enrage timer, actually. So you are stuck waiting. But I'm too good is out of invincibility, so you can now strike it down. It prepares to electric burst again. I think that's the only outsets. 8 lightning. I don't remember what this does. Oh, there's a tether thing. Vents of vulnerability. Ups. Yeah, tether, vulnerability up, etc. Good stuff. Oh jeez, that's a lot of damage I'm seeing happening over there. Critical rip, this sounds like a tank buster. Looks like a tank buster. Erratic blaster, more damage over time, and... there's turn 1, or turn 10. Me, Devil on the Ground seems to be a common occurrence in these particular ones. Almost like I don't have a ton of HP. So yay. Let's grab this stuff, because maybe it'll sell for something. Buttons. How do they work? Oh yes, and you also have to run back here and make sure you get the map. The 12 dragons, and so many. We were aware that the Allagans possessed the means to control the creatures, but to imprison them thus is barbaric. Would not wish such a fate upon my worst enemy. 'Tis plain that no love was lost between the Allagans and the dragons, but was it truly necessary to keep so great a number here? Delma did not want for defenses, this we have experienced firsthand. Such guardians as the Allagans created, both living and unliving, were surely no less capable of repelling intruders than these poor creatures. Tell me something, Alize. Have you not managed to determine by whose will Bahamut exists? No, I have not. First I assumed that Bahamut had no people of his own. The Allagans had perhaps discovered a way to simulate prayer itself. However, Nail's words gave me cause to reconsider. Specifically, the shades mentioned the Bahamut's beloved children. From that, I infer that the primal was given form by the willed worshippers whom we have yet to. Oh. God, strike me down for a blind fool. Bahamut's beloved children, right there before my very eyes. How could I be so stupid? Who else but the dragons of Eld would summon Bahamut? Who else but they could sustain him? You think I wonder why the Aladins kept them imprisoned here? Even should the flame of Bahamut's life go out, his faithful children would summon him back. For this reason, the Alagan Empire kept an army of dragons here in a perpetual state of duress. They might sustain the primal's existence. Truly, Alagan's ingenuity knew no bounds, and neither did their cruelty. Small wonder the Bahamut was so enraged. Let no one deny that it was man who sowed the seeds of the calamity. Will you now turn your hatred towards our own kind, dear sister? Do not patronize me, Alphino. I merely acknowledge our guilt. Must you be in any doubt, I have no intentions of allowing Bahamut to lay the world to waste, regardless of the atrocities the Alagans committed against his kind. We have no choice but to eliminate all who worship him, be they his children or his thralls. It seems reasonable to assume that the system responsible for the primal's regeneration is also responsible for sustaining the captive dragons. If we disable it, all should perish. Let us press on. Alright, let's head into turn 11. This is what I was talking about earlier. The depth of 6,835 yards, you and your companions are greeted by a breathtaking sight. A colossal replica of Dalaman, believed to be the device which regulates Bahamut's regeneration. The structure swarms with legions of the Lesser Moon's internal defenses, but through it you must go if you're to reach the main bridge. I am ready to die again. Oh, so this one, as I was talking about this turn to turn 10, confusing it for this particular turn. So turn 11, there's going to be two paths we have to take. We have to take both of them to unlock the final boss. Ideally, I mean, you have like half the group go one way, half the group go the other way. But if I try to go one way on my own, I am going to die a horrible death. So I am not going to do that. So instead, we will have to do this one side at a time. So we have some notes here. So let's go ahead and deal with them. Temple of Notes, of course. As I get owned. That hurt. I feel like this is the path you would want to send your ranged people down. Ow! Got some FF13 stuff going on here. So you've got essentially switches going on here. These are going to be time switches, much like Zamel. And I guess we would have had like one person on each, but that one's already activated, so we can continue onwards. Two paths to take here. Let's just stick to going right. And not get smashed by those stupid lightning attacks. Because, ow! Those hurt. And the enemies up there have spawned. So it turns out we were actually going left because, you know, that makes sense. That's right. You've actually coil something, something, something. So that Valiant's gonna come on over here and make friends with us. She don't like this kind of friend. It's rather mean, honestly. And we have another switch here. And notice there are 2 walls here. So, I mean, if this one, I'll just deactivate one. Why do we have to go both ways? Because it does not just deactivate the one, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and make our way back. Maybe. By using return. Because return can just take you to the start, much like we did back in Hawk Manor. So long ago's. So unfortunately, I believe that shortcut does just take you... Oh no, it takes you right there to the second split. So now we will want to take the left path here. We just mainly met down some enemies, killing. Stuff deactivated. Yada yada. Let's kill this Valiant so we can get through. And we just got some Spanner Rooks here. Oh, these do take extra magic damage, it seems. And crack open the door. Real this time. So now it's actually open, now that we've gone ahead and hit both of the switches. Oh, this boss. I still don't really get this boss. This one is going to be tricky. This is Kelia. Oh boy. We may have to just burn this, because there's going to be an ad phase. The ad phase is going to be messy, especially because we don't have magic damage. We just have physical damage. And we don't have range damage. We just have melee damage. And so, damage taken when blah 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 is nearby. Don't want to be too close, aka you don't want to be in the targeting circle there. Ow. I got cleaved. Ow. Yeah, cleave hurts, it turns out. Secondary head. Stuns. And there are our ads. This is where it's going to be interesting. So, magic vulnerability takes more damage. Of course, now they're close, and they're going to have big buffs. And now they're even closer. That one cannot be hit by ranged attacks. This electric node. They did get buffs. Max XP up. That has to set the vulnerability down. Alright, electric node is dismantled and energy absorbed. This may get bad. This is also regenning HP. And Kalia's just kind of chilling there. Unfortunately, it is, yeah, vulnerable to ranged. Oh my gosh. chance of death. Alright, gravity node, after absorbing the electrical node, was a bit less of a jerk this time. So it's gonna go into emergency mode, do a big attack, and gain some buffs. No longer can take damage from range attacks. All damage is crits, or was crits, and damage up. Of course, there's still that stupid field under it. Ugh. Which, it's annoying to avoid when you're trying to melee and you accidentally pop in and then you can't avoid nerf gas, which really, really, really hurts. Like, really hurts. That whole invulnerable to range attack thing really sucks when you're trying to fight this as red mage, let me tell you. Oh, I saw Home Gain go off. There we go. Wasn't his last nail. Crack those open. Make sure I get the map here, because, you know, map. And let's head on out. Why, this looks like a model endowment, yes. For millennia, Bahamut must have gazed at this unchanging view. Trapped inside a prison that was scarcely large enough to contain him, unable to move, denied the release of his death, his hatred for man must have burned. And that hatred found an ideal vessel in Nail Van Zarnis. In many ways, Bahamut is to be pitied, not loathed, but knowing the true extent of his fury, I am more convinced than ever of the necessity of our endeavor. Besides, his is not the only soul that cries out for vengeance. Alright, turn 12. At 8,872 yawns below the surface, your party arrives within Bahamut's cavernous regeneration chamber. As Alizé moves to disable the intermittent Hulk, she finds her way barred by her grandsire, the Archon Louis Sois. The man once gave his life that the realm might be spared. If you would honor his legacy, you must now strike him down. I'll probably get He'll probably strike me down again. But you know... yeah. Would be the first time in this series.
Gods, he is almost whole again.
His size is staggering. I can scarce imagine how Grandfather stood against such a monstrosity.
This cannot be allowed to proceed any further. Let us disable the coil and move on. Grandfather? No, that man is dead. I I will not dishonor my beloved grandsire's memory by calling you such. You are but his twisted shape, the thrall of a mad primal.
You were foolish to disregard my warning, child. Are you so convinced of your own righteousness?
'Tis the rightness of our path that led us to return. Eorzea will never be safe whilst Bahamut remains to threaten all we hold dear. What of the hero who gave his life in defense of the realm? Do you truly dispute the justice of our cause?
My poor, ignorant grandchildren. Your world is shaped by naught but recent conflict. Listen, and I will speak to you of justice. 'Twas in the twilight of the Third Astral Era. The southern land of Mericidia suffered invasion at the hands of the Alagon Empire. With no atrocity too depraved for their purpose, the forces of Alec were unstoppable in their advance. Desperate for salvation, the dragons prayed to one of their first brood, to their ancestor Bahamut. Infused by the power of their fervent supplications, Bahamut arose from the abyss of death and took wing as the Mericidians' new-born god. Yet this great miracle would only serve to further the maniacal designs of the dragon's imperial conquerors. The cruel fetters which bind my lord stand testament to the Alagon's boundless greed and hubris. I once summoned the 12 in an attempt to forestall the advent of the Seventh Umbral Era. What then did the dragons of Mericidia do that I did not? Wherefore are they accursed and I exalted? 'Tis man's overweening belief in his own primacy that blinds him to the commonness of his condition and the truth of his own tyranny. As long as man is suffered to remain, the dragons shall never be at peace. Only when the plague of people has been expunged shall the children of Lord Bahamut be free. Then shall the world know true justice.
Stop it! Grandfather would never say such things. His belief that people were worth saving never faltered. He had faith in their strength, that they could stand together and push back against the darkness seeking to shape them.
A false hope. 'Tis folly to place one's faith in so flawed a race. Stand together? Huh. They would first need to agree on which direction to face. If history teaches us anything, it is that man cannot find common ground between his own 2 feet. Even you, twins whose veins run with the same blood, struggle to fathom each other's reasoning. You hide your differing agendas behind the convenient banner of Eorzea's salvation. Given your obvious self-interest, can you truly claim no kinship with the Alagon? And though I hope they might bring you closer, 'twould seem that the twin grimoires I bestowed upon you were a wasted gesture.
There may well be truth in your judgment of Alize and me, But such a one-sided tirade, bemoaning the evils of man, rings false, coming from the lips of Archon Louisoix. Tell me, do you champion the cause of dragons because Bahamut compels you as his thrall? Or is it because you yourself have transcended the limits of man's existence?
Ah, so the possibility did not escape your notice. What I prayed for, and what I have become. These are the keys that unlock the truth behind Eorzea's rebirth. If you would have them, then you must needs take them by force. Come, rend this divine form asunder and claim your answers.
But I thought... No. He has become a primal?
It is difficult, I know, but you must accept it. That entity is no phantom or imposter. It is our beloved grandsire.
Please, for his sake and for ours, you must defeat our grandfather.
For his sake and ours, you must wake up from this cutscene that was actually voiced. No! Alright, so, Phoenix! Phoenix. This is gonna be interesting. I'm probably gonna die. But, yeah, so obviously Phoenix typically means rebirth in some way. There's gonna be ads. Ads are gonna spawn. You can use it moves like Revelation, which are going to do a tank buster effect. And as you kill the ads, Phoenix is gonna start using Brand of Purgatory. And Chain of Purgatory, damage taken by Flames of Unforgiveness is increased. Which is going to put a thing on the field. Now I'm going to take a bunch of damage because of Flames of Unforgiveness. My face! Alright, so Phoenix is jumping away. And invulnerable to all damage. Burn Bright, increase the potency of Flames of Rebirth with each additional stack. So those ads are going to start spawning again, except now, again, it's Phoenix, so they're going to revive. Bigger and bigger each time. Take my revelations is increased. And rebirth. Phoenix is no longer invincible. And harvest. Redirecting the life energies of incapacitated victims or to gain the effective rise of the Phoenix. Which makes increases the potency of Flames of Rebirth. So obviously if someone's dead, that's bad. Fountain of Fire is gonna start buffing. Now he's gonna start taking life force from me, so yay! Got little ads here doing line effects and still trying to take life energy from me. Yay! Cloak of Death. They're taking Fountain of Death is increased. There's some more Flames of Unforgiveness. That still freaking hurts. I guess these would be like targeting various people. These dives that are happening from the little birds. Yeah, and just kind of rinse repeat on this little loop until we make it to the end. Or while we're kind of just literally laying here. Let's turn up the music. And here we go again with these little baby phoenixes diving off to the sides and then diving in again. And that draws more energy from me. And that's turn 12. Now normally turn 12 would be the end of the series, but this is Coil of Bahamut, which had 5 in the first set, so there is a 13. Oh, and we don't do a victory pose either. Which makes sense given what kind of just happened. Crack open the treasure chest, bracelet, and a hat for aiming. Hopefully it stays moist. Hopefully.
Grandfather is truly gone this time, but better it end this way than the alternative.
I am yet here, Alice, my dear, sweet granddaughter.
Grandfather?
I must thank you, warrior of light. Without your valor, I might never have broken free of Bahamut's control. These last few moments are mine, to live as the man I once was.
This is all that I wanted. Yet, now that it is happening, I find myself struggling to believe it. Is it really you?
Grandfather, pray forgive me my insolence. It was not my intent to demean you.
Forgive you? I am proud of you, child. You were wise enough to deduce the manner of creature I had become. Alfino, Alize, if any here should beg forgiveness, it is I.
Grandfather, I must ask, will you not tell us what befell during the calamity?
Yes, yes, of course. You have come far to hear the truth. Let us then begin the tale at the Battle of Cardinal, where clashed the forces of the Garlean Empire and the Eorzean Alliance. 'Twas there in the sky above the surging armies that the elder primal Bahamut broke free of the Red Moon Dalamut. In an effort to contain this avatar of destruction, I called upon the 12 to aid me in the creation of a prison of ether. But Bahamut would not be caged by such feeble bars. Too vast was his might, too fierce his rage. Little choice remained to me. I used the last of my strength to entrust our hope unto the future, and prepared to meet my end. As you have no doubt surmised, I did not perish. When the cage built from the essences of the 12 was destroyed, the sky was filled with a colossal cloud of ether. This drifting energy responded to the prayers of those fighting below, and to my own desperate wish that the dying realm be saved by infusing me with the power of a primal. I became the immortal phoenix, ancient symbol of rebirth. Rising into the sky, I struck Bahamut with all my newfound strength. The blow shattered his earthly form, and a shower of ether rained down upon the land. Thus began the rejuvenation of Eorzea. Believing the deed done, I relinquished my hold on that staggering energy, desirous that it should be returned to the realm without delay. But I had not reckoned on Bahamut's tenacious will. Even as he teetered upon the cusp of oblivion, the dragon reached out to claim me. Alas, within my fast fading form, enough remained of the Phoenix's energy to offer Bahamut a hold, and he dragged me along in his wake.
And thus began your existence as the Elder Primal's thrall.
I cannot help but wonder at his will to survive. Though he was all but obliterated, Bahamut found a way to seize the power you surrendered. That would explain why part of his physical form survived to be entombed underground.
It would also explain why Eorzea was so terribly warped. Even as the land sought to restore itself, the returning flow of ether was cut off.
Very good. When his grip on existence was once again secured, Bahamut did not cease his feast until he had consumed every last mote of ether that yet floated in the air.
And still he was not fully restored.
You must remember that by this time, much of the freed ether had already returned to the land. That which remained was not sufficient to reconstruct so massive a form in its entirety. But there did not need to be, not for a being sustained by the marvels of Allagan technology. As long as some piece of Bahamut persists, the coils will seek it out and continue their regenerative task. The fragments of Dalamud appear motionless from the surface, but deep beneath the ground they had been searching, tunneling through rock and soil towards their escaped prisoner. And, as you have observed for yourselves, they found his heart. Warrior of Light, heed me. You must put a stop to Bahamut's regeneration. Whether it be for man or for dragonkind, the question of justice is irrelevant. The Elder Primal will leave naught but a smoldering wasteland for both his children and ours. I beg you to defend Eorzea and guide its people to the future they yet struggle to find. This portal will take you to the final internment hulk. 'Tis time for the tale of Bahamut and his part in the calamity to come to an end. Alvino, Alize, pray, come closer. Your hopes and dreams must no longer be an extension of mine. You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm, your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
Of course, Grandfather. I have already made it my mission to see this newborn Eorzea survive and flourish.
Alize, while I was yet enthralled to Bahamut, you spoke of my faith in man's strength. Know that your words reached me, imprisoned though my soul still was. So forceful was your conviction, I wonder if that belief has not become your own. Perhaps After all your anger and sorrow was spent, you found something greater within you. See this fight to its culmination. 'Tis also your strength, in which I have faith.
Thank you for everything. Pray, take your rest, Grandfather. You deserve it.
There are records of an art that allowed one to summon the power of a primal from the essence of its demise. And though I am no true primal, all that I have left, I give to you. Alvino, Alize, my darling grandchildren. May light's blessings ever keep and protect you.
Come, Warrior of Light. Our task remains undone.
Whew. All right. Our task does remain undone. Restored to his senses in defeat, Luiswa uses his final moments to send your party to the main bridge of the final internment hulk, there to banish Bahamut once and for all. Yet, though the end of your arduous journey is in sight, doubt not, but that the cornered primal will lash out with its unbridled rage. If you are to overcome this terrible foe, you and yours must be of one purpose. Join now your hearts and minds and sally forth to bring the 7th Umbral Era to its true conclusion. For the future of Eorzea.
Was a long and arduous road, but at last we reach its end. Farewell, Bahamut. I banish you back to the ether. He is not yet whole! I did not think him capable!
Alize! Alize!
I had thought it finally over. I will not survive another blast. No. Is this how I honor my promise to Grandfather?
You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm. your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
I will, Grandfather. In fact, I believe I already have. That reason has been with me all along, guiding me. Eorzea's blade of light, shearing through endless shrouds of darkness. I have been shown the miraculous feats of which we are all capable, of which I am capable. Bahamut, you have wreaked enough havoc. I will not let your wrathful fires consume all that we know and love.
How long I have waited to hear you say that. You have found your resolve at last. Let me join my strength to yours. In this place, in this moment, our purpose has become one. Future of Eorzea!
This last task is yours, Warrior of Light. You must destroy Bahamut's crystal core.
Oh, welcome to turn 13. This is gonna be fun. I'm almost definitely going to die. So to start things off, Bahamut's gonna be pretty basic here, just your basic clonal attacks and all of that. There is gonna be some mega flares going on here. Ow. Like I said, probably gonna die. Pretty sure one of those would have killed me anyway. No, I would have lived. It's okay. I would have lived. So what happens when you use the tells for some things being used for different things. So as the song progresses here, progresses, that will be your indication that the phases are changing in this fight. So now we've entered phase 2. Suffocated wills are happening. Damage taken by certain attacks is increased. Ideally, you would like split these up amongst different people, I suppose, but I'm trying to resist singing along with this. I'm gonna have to YouTube this after this. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of suffocated wills. Alright, so we've got a Giga Flare happening here. I believe that's what the suffocated will affects. So yeah, we have dive bombs! Yay! So of course if you get bonked into the edge of the arena, then, well, you die. Got your good old ad phases here, with some stone skins going on for physical and magical. I promise you, I'm not normally this bad at these. I just have about 70, 80, 90,000 less HP than I'm used to when I'm doing this. More ads. Yeah, so a lot of turn 13 is honestly just waiting for the phases, because it's very scripted. It's very timed how things go on. So you really are just stuck waiting for the ads to spawn, because, you know, it's scripted to go on a timer that if you, like, actually doing this at level 50, you'd be having to fight the timer to beat it in time, and never did 50. I've only done it at 80. Is that true? Yeah, it is. I've only done it at 80. I had to think if I would actually beat this at 70. I did not. Alright, so we've got dive bombs again. Dive bombs being, of course, from this Twin Titania that's over there. So as I was saying, you can see the Twin Titania over there. Some good old dive bomb avoiding. I believe there's going to be another set coming here. Nope. The Twin Titania enemy has come down. Actually, a Storm Mericidia, but it's Twin Titania. And you got the blood back there. Also, you'll notice there's now a little pool in the middle where the Twin Titania died, very similar to back in turn 5, though I was dead for that one too. I think that kind of started the trend, didn't it? So yeah, we're just having to deal with another ad set here. I don't have anything else to say, it's just ads. We're just waiting, literally. So yeah, this is a flare dampening thing. Makes you take less damage from Terra Flare, but you also deal a lot less damage. So, more dive bombs. By dive bombs, I mean dive bomb, because we have, of course, gotten rid of the Tiny enemy. And we're finally hitting this phase. So yeah, when you hit this phase, the Terra Flare phase, Bahamut is going to do a countdown, of course, to make sure that you've cleared out the ads and that everyone is standing in the flare dampening. So, Bahamut's going to go right into an Ankh Morn here, which is going to do a repeating attack on the target. Looks like all wise, but repeating. And Mega Flare. So we've got a tether going on. Still got the pools. I've actually never seen this particular one. Got a tower there. And a twister with some bleeding going on. I mean, it doesn't help that I'm also just like listening to the song. Oh. Alright, so this is an Earthshaker marker. I think we saw this in Diablos, I want to say. This is going to put a series of sludge pools down as it goes on after whoever got hit by it is... Yeah. Like that. That is turn 13. And the end of the Coil of Bahamut raid series. And yes, this is why there's no roulette for those. There's the victory pose. All right. Oh, hey, I'm literally right next to the chest here. Wow, we got like nothing. It's fine. So what does this thing look like? I'm actually curious. So this is an astrologian weapon. Gosh, dang it. What does this look like? I see. Okay. That's an astrologian weapon. And out we go.
You did it! But one task remains. With this last coil disabled, there shall be naught left to bind Bahamut to this world. His beloved children will finally know peace. "'Tis done. He is truly gone." You knew, didn't you? You knew what Grandfather had become.
I was not certain, but from all I had gleaned, it seemed a distinct possibility. The scene people describe of the Battle of Cardinal was one of unimaginable devastation, and 'tis through the combined prayers of the desperate and an abundant source of ether that primals are born. I merely put two and two together.
And you consider that a sufficient explanation? Well, however you stumbled across your theory, 'twas this revelation that made you wary of my attachment to Grandfather. You feared that in my obsession, I would fall under his primal sway. Is that why you decided to join us? To pull me back should I show signs of wavering?
Pray forgive me, sister. I wished only to protect you. Yet I see now that I needn't have doubted the strength of your conviction. May I ask you a question? What do you now intend to do with the truth you have uncovered?
Which particular truth was that, brother? The fact that desperate prayer gave rise to the primal phoenix? That this new god was responsible for setting Eorzea on the path to rebirth? Should such a tale become common knowledge, people would soon offer up their prayers in earnest. They would beseech Phoenix to complete the healing that was begun.
Yet as you and I know all too well, the very act of calling forth this savior would do more harm to the land than good. We cannot encourage such worship for this very reason. Were Grandfather forced to return as an ether-draining primal, it would undo all that he had worked to protect. Your abiding love for him was the key that unlocked the truth of the calamity. But keys may also serve to seal doors that were best left unopened. Let your love now guide your actions, and lock away deep inside the fate of both Grandfather and Bahamut.
Fear not, Alphino. I understand what must be done. The realm need not know the truth for it to be saved. That the Elder Primal is banished, to return no more. That is enough. Let us make our way back to the surface. Poor Urianger must be beside himself with worry.
Hoi! Alizé's path. And here we are again. After that descent into darkness, the desolation of northern Thanalan seems paradisal. As promised, I shall reveal the truth of the calamity to a single soul. However, the nations of Eorzea will require certain assurances that the threat of a new primal is gone. Kept in the dark over long, it is only a matter of time before they seek answers of their own accord. Let us recommend that the fragments of Dalamed are sealed off, that the truth may rest undisturbed. But first, we must go and report to Urianger. It would not do to keep him in suspense. I dare say we shall find him pacing up and down at the cerulean processing plant. Yay! I don't have to go back to Waking Sands. Oh my gosh! I can also turn down the sound now. On multiple fronts. I have my sound turned up. I have the in-game sound turned up. Oh, hello, Urianger. The warrior of light, returneth undimmed from the depths of darkness. By thy triumphant bearing, I take it thou hast succeeded in thy mission, and yet thou art alone. Mistake me not, dear friend, full glad in mind of thy safe return. But where, pray, are Master Alphino and Mistress Alize? Here, my friend, forgive us our lateness. We took the scenic route. Yeah, they didn't fly. Bahamut is no more. The realm is safe. By the heavens, look at you! What horrors your young eyes must have seen! What suffering your young bodies must have borne! Pray tell me, where are you hurt? Your wounds must needs be cleansed and dressed at once. I shall make for you a poultice which draweth out. Be at ease, my friend. We are hale and whole, I assure you. We took a few tumbles, but the worst of our hurts are healed. I believe we have Grandpa to thank for that. Master Louisoix, then you met with him once more. But wherefore should Bahamut's thrall seek to ease your suffering? I promise to reveal all to you in due course, dear friend. But first, there is a matter which requires our immediate attention. Now that Bahamut is defeated, we deem it best to bar entry to all of the fragments of Dalamud. To this end, we will convince the nation's leaders that the danger is past, and then invite their cooperation, ensuring that the fragments are never again disturbed. Come, let's depart and seek an audience with them forthwith. A moment, sister. You need not burden yourself with this task. Urianger and I will more than suffice. Might you not take this opportunity to rest? The gods know you have earned it. I'm fine, brother. Besides, you have been through as much as I have. Oh, I see now. You will play your game of diplomacy and wish me out of the way. I not could be further from the truth, Alize. My lady, 'tis mine earnest belief that your brother hath your best interest at heart. You have more than done your part, and he desireth but to relieve you of a burden he might easily bear alone. I have some experience trading with dignitaries, you must allow, and as you never fail to remind me of my fondness for diplomacy, I feel it only right that I remind you of your aversion to it. This settled, Urianger. Pray make arrangements for a chocobo carriage. The ride should give us ample time to prepare our story. Alphino. Though our paths are different, we share the same goal, do we not? But of course, dear sister, that which we have just achieved together stands as a testament to that fact. Whatever path we choose to take, our hearts shall ever lead us to the same end. Of that I am certain. Thank you. There's a place that I would visit. Might I ask you to accompany me? But first, I do believe a change of garments is in order. It won't take a moment. The landscape is the same. Of course, there is no reason that it would be otherwise. Though it would be poetic for the fragments to magically disappear, I am well aware that they shall remain long after you and I are gone. world may change irrevocably, but life shall ever go on. Let's take a closer look, shall we? I've no doubt that Alphanel will do an admirable job concealing the truth of the calamity. And such truths as were revealed in those dark depths will never see the light of day. I myself agree that it must be so. But the thought that the people of Eorzea shall forever remain ignorant of their savior, of your deeds, the injustice of it is almost too much for me to bear. How typical of you, Arya, ever the heroine. But, even so, I cannot deny that I feel better for your reassurance. But I want you to know that I will never forget you are the one who freed Grandfather's soul and saved Eorzea from Bahamut's wrath. I laid on the ground dead. And though these great deeds will never be remembered in song, their consequences will be felt forevermore by every soul who calls this realm home. Yes, this spot will do. For Grandfather, Nail, and the dragons of Mericidia, for all those who were taken by the calamity. At long last, our struggle with Bahamut is over. The realm, given new life through the prayers and sacrifices of countless souls, may look to a brighter tomorrow. When the dust of our adventure is settled, I shall embark on a journey. I mean to find my own reason to fight for Eorzea. And when I do, I will fight with all my being. You've done so much for me, Arya. One day, I hope to be able to repay you in kind. I have no doubt but that you will continue to help those in need and grow ever stronger in so doing. I shall endeavor to do the same, and if the 12 are kind, I hope one day to become Eorzea's sword in the darkness, as you are. Come what may, you may rest assured that I will not be outdone by Alphinaud. Oh yeah. With XIV, I promise that I will not disappoint you. Excuse me. Till that day, fare you well, my friend, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. Phew! Finally! Maybe not finally. Okay, finally! I'm like, oh. So that officially ends the Coil of Bahamut. Oh my gosh. Which means the 8-man raid series for Realm Reborn is officially done. It's the oddball raid series out of the 4 currently available for 8-mans, but you know. Anyway. On that note, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps to keep being content like this. With less yawning, hopefully. You can find the links for that in the description, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt. Yawning out, apparently. Oh my gosh, what the heck?